I haven't vlogged or done this since May. I have been really missing this lately and really craving this, so I thought today it would be fun to vlog and also do a life update video and share with you guys just kind of what's been going on with me this year. I feel like this whole year I've just gone through a huge personality crisis, which I know kind of sounds crazy and I don't know if anyone watching can relate, but I think it's a combination of growing up in this stage of life that I'm in. I'm 22 and that just comes with a lot of questions, thoughts, and change in the unknown. And then also wanting to be an artist, which I will get into, but I've completely shifted my focus into music. I've put out 2 songs this year. One is a ballad about homelessness called Souls of Steel, and one is an anthem that I wrote for kids, actually inspired by hospitalized kids that I volunteer with, and it's called You Can Be. And both songs are so dear to my heart and I love them both so much. The music industry is still very new to me, so I've just been diving headfirst and going to as many networking events that I can go to and connecting with people, just doing everything to immerse myself in this world. My favorite thing to do is to go through different albums or just listen to different artists that I've heard of but haven't, dug into their music, and just read through their lyrics, go on genius.com. It's like reading someone's journal. It's so intimate and beautiful. It's amazing too how music can find you at a time in your life when you need it. Some of my favorite albums now are albums that came out 5+ years ago, but I wasn't ready for it in where I was in my life when it came out. I'm writing a ton and there's so much music on the way, so if you want to stay up to date with that journey, definitely make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. My usernames are @thejuliamarley on both. I've been posting more on TikTok these days and just trying to continue to share on social media, even though it makes me very anxious. Another big part of my life is coaching, primarily for artists with special needs. So I do private coaching for songwriting and singing, acting and dance, and I have a few students that I meet with on a regular basis. And then I of course teach my weekly Zoom dance class for my friends at Always on Stage, which is the special needs nonprofit that I work with. I'll also do audition coaching for kids in the area when things come up. If you're interested in any sort of coaching, or if you have a friend with special needs who's been looking for that kind of private coach in the arts, definitely send me an email. I'm always excited to meet new people, and yeah, it just brings me so much joy. My podcast, Behind the Resume, is still going strong. I've actually been filming a ton of interviews this past month. The last interview that I posted was of Teddy Kaluka, who plays Lester in Only Murders in the Building, and he also plays Teddy in The Blacklist. The crazy thing was, I got to go to a SAG event for Only Murders in the Building. I took my friend Sarah, Selena Gomez, Martin Short, Jane Lynch, and Richard Kind were all on the panel. That was Teddy's big episode, where I won't tell you what happens in case you aren't up to date, but something very monumental happens with this character, and a few hours prior to watching the episode on the big screen, I had posted his interview. I will link the playlist of Behind the Resume interviews down below if you're not caught up, especially if you're interested in music. There are some very exciting guests coming up. Stay tuned and follow the Behind the Resume Instagram so you're up to date. Some other things that have been going on: I swim about 2 to 3 times a week, which is wonderful. I love it so much. Sometimes I'll write songs when I'm underwater, and there's been one time where I had to get out of the pool to write something down. I've also been dancing, trying to keep up that training. I love dance and I want to be able to incorporate dance in my music and in music videos and performances eventually. Overall, kind of how I'm doing and where my head is, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like I live in a state of I don't know. That just seems to be my answer for so much, and that's hard, especially as someone who has always known what they wanted, known what their goals are. Not that I don't now, but I don't know if it's my age and stage of life. I mean, I talk to friends and it seems like this is a common feeling. I try to constantly remind myself that I don't have to have it all figured out, but it is hard when I feel like I'm just constantly driving in the fog. That's what it feels like. Sometimes I just get so, and by sometimes I mean every week, I get very overwhelmed with how much I wish I had a roadmap. And nobody has a roadmap to life. Sometimes it's just easier than other times to feel like you know where you're going and you know how you're gonna make everything work and support yourself and do all those things. I have the best, most supportive parents on the face of the earth. I'm really proud knowing at the end of the day that I am following my dreams, and whether that takes me to theater or film or music, I am working towards and wanting a career in all of the above, but it's one day at a time. Again, I'm saying all this to remind myself of this because I constantly spiral. And if you're also watching this on an artistic path, you are not alone. That is really what I want to stress through this whole rant. I think I've said most of what I wanted to convey in this life update. Now let's talk about today and what's on the schedule, because I can't process what's about to happen. Alessia Cara has been my North Star as an artist for, I would say, the past like 5-ish months. Her authenticity is so admirable. I literally dressed up as her for Halloween last week. Today, she is performing at Jimmy Kimmel, and I am going. I need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah, I know I give you what you need. I know what you like. She was incredible. I just still can't process that I was feet from her. When she's performing, she's in her element, and then afterwards, she's just human. And it's so refreshing and inspiring. So I'm so grateful that I got to go today. But anyway, it's about 5 o'clock and I'm going to go take a dance class. It's a 2-hour class with one of my favorite teachers, Day Day. His choreography is so good and it is always a push. I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. Is blood in my pen. Better yet with your friends and them. I really want to know you all. I really want to show you off. Fuck God. Hello. Oh my gosh, my camera is falling apart. I had it set up the other day for an audition, and Nacho decided to jump on the chair where my backdrop was, and my tripod went flying and my camera hit the wall, and it was a whole thing. It's been about a week since I last saw you. This past week, oh, and my battery's flashing. Okay, 1 second. I have to leave for dance in 10 minutes. I decided I was going 5 minutes ago, but I want to show you guys what I was doing today. So this past week has been extremely hard for my family. We just have some health things going on with my grandma, and it's been really hard. So if you're also going through anything yourself or with your family, you're not alone. But the only way that I know how to cope with life and heavy emotion is through music. So today I was listening to some music by Rachel Platten, as you can see, who I love so much. She has a song called Bad Thoughts, which I don't know if you've heard, but it's really beautiful. So I thought it would be fun to rewrite the first verse from the perspective of someone talking to someone in the position that she's writing from, so someone going through a hard time. I filmed this and posted it on TikTok and Instagram, but I thought it would be fun to show you guys what I wrote in this video. I promise you're not going crazy. Thoughts in your head begging change me. Everyone's feeling it lately. Promise your demons aren't different. Comparing yourself, but who isn't? Those who deny it weren't listening. This is Polly.
Hi.
We met about like a month ago, right?
Yes.
At a music mixer.
I think it was, I don't even know what month it was.
I walked into this event by myself and I just stood there for like a solid 5 minutes trying to figure out who I was gonna go talk to. And we hit it off and the rest is history. We just got out of another event. Yes. It was a lot of fun. Polly has a song out, it's called Carpe Diem. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Do yourself a favor, go into your car, crank up the volume and drive following the speed limit, but blast her song. I listen to it like it literally comes up on my page every single day. Yeah, every day, and it's great. You guys, this is not a drill. It is 1 in the morning. I'm editing this video. I go on Instagram and I see that Rachel freaking Platten put my video on her story. Anyone who knows me knows that Rachel Platten is everything to me, so the fact that she wrote my name with her hands, I assume, and listened to the song and put it on her story is actually mind-blowing to me. So this just made my entire week. Okay, so this morning I rewrote the first verse of The Architect by Casey Musgraves because I think the song is just so beautiful. And honestly, I'm on a bit of a high after Rachel Platten reposted my video, so I was inspired to rewrite another verse.
Even something as small as an apple, not much to someone who's fed. But the man with the sign smiled so wide, you'd think that fruit was a bed. Betcha he has a small family, grandkids that live overseas. Alone and out west, he's doing his best to give him a life he won't see.
This is my friend Jordan, and we're just working on some singing today. Triple threat.
So don't wait for it. It'll just be when I start. I'll get you. And let's have you zone right here. Nice. Let's roll again from the top, and let's play even more playful.
Yeah.
Like, you don't believe it.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth. Come on, we're homies.
Just don't understand, and then it's
I
just
think that's
exciting because it's
funny.
just something new in the day.
Exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay.
like, you know, they're all talking about it. Now they're not talking about you. Thank God.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hi guys, I just wanted to come back on here to close out this video. My camera is still falling apart, so I'm like holding up the flip screen thing. This week has been full of many highs and many lows. I got to see Zendaya at a SAG event at Warner Brothers, which was incredible. And the reason why I didn't vlog that day is because, like I said earlier, my grandma's been in the hospital. It's been incredibly difficult. That morning I was at the hospital and I just really wasn't in the mental state to like whip out my camera. I feel like a broken record saying this, but I never want someone to watch like a YouTube video of mine and think that this career path of being an artist is as aesthetic as an edited video can make it look. Just remember that whatever you see is the tiniest fraction of what the reality of life is like. I dealt with some rejection this week from a dream project, which was tough, but honestly with everything else, like the life stuff going on, it wasn't as tough. I filmed a behind the resume interview that you guys will see in a bit. My guest was talking about something that she heard about how you should make it a goal to be rejected an extreme amount of times, which obviously, you know, it's not about wanting to be rejected, it's about wanting to put yourself out there that many times and you're just constantly involved with things and busy because you're putting yourself out there an extraordinary amount of times. It stuck with me and just a little food for thought. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off here. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future uploads, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.